Yeah. Yeah. What's happening? It's Friday, May 9th, 2025. Tanner, Drew, and Laura, we are live. Yeah. Well, the day has finally come. We have a new pope, ladies and gentlemen.
His name
is John Cena.
No, his name is not John Cena. We're going to learn more about this new pope here in a second, but the big day came yesterday. We were actually here in the studio, and we looked up. We saw the white smoke coming from the chimney.
Yeah, we got smoked.
Yeah, we did. We got pope smoke.
I was pretty stoked to get pope smoked so soon. You know, I thought we were going to have to stare at that chimney for a week.
Yeah, because I remember not last time, but the time, the guy who was the pope before Francis, who was just there for like a little bit.
Who got kind of ousted.
I remember, I feel like that was a while.
That was a long cook.
I feel like we were sitting there watching that chimney for a couple of weeks.
I think maybe he was the German pope. Don't quote me 100%, but I thought he was the German guy.
I feel like the dude whoever the dude had to step down was.
Yeah,
like
that guy.
Yeah.
He didn't die. He just was like, I can't be the pope anymore for some reason.
You need to go to a ranch somewhere.
Now, I'm not Catholic, so I don't really know much about this stuff, but it was a big day for people yesterday. They were crying.
It felt like the Super Bowl. People were out there with like flags representing their own countries, and I'm sure people traveled from far and wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite the event for all those people.
But we'll learn some details about the Pope here in just a second from Laura, but we want to remind you, sorry, I got some indigestion. Some Friday indigestion.
Oh, yeah. Cooking it
I
up.
had some Taco Bell last night.
Ooh, back to the old days.
Really?
Finding this morning that was a mistake.
You're just finding that out?
Well, it was good last night.
You
So
didn't
what do
feel
you-
a sense of regret immediately
No.
after finishing your meal?
No, never.
In this day and age, what is the meal?
I just got a bean burrito.
That's it?
2 bean burritos.
Not bad.
And some chips and cheese.
A man of simple pleasures.
A simple bitch.
There's a little nostalgia still in the bean burrito
Yeah.
somewhere.
I like it. But anyway, later on this morning, Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar tickets. One more pair of those coming up around 7:30. Also, we want to know this morning, actually, cheers and jeers. We want to know if there's somebody you want to cheer, so give props to, somebody who did something great in your life, or maybe there's someone who you're just sour on right now and you want to trash live on the radio.
Yeah.
You'll have a chance to do that coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. In the meantime,
Let's get it on.
And now, the big story.
it's where we go around the room sharing what we think the biggest stories of the day are. Laura, you want to go today?
Sure, I'll go first. I think the big story is that America got its first pope yesterday. It's Pope
Right. We did it,
Leo
America!
the 14th.
We did it!
Yeah, we did. He was born Robert Prevost. I think I'm probably pronouncing
Prevost,
his-
I think I heard on the air.
Prevost. He grew up on Chicago's South Side. He went to Villanova.
Whoa.
And until now, most people close to him just called him Bob. But he is now Pope Leo the 14th. This is interesting. He is the first pope to come from an English-speaking country in almost 900 years.
Wow.
But the memes have been pretty great. My favorite is Da Pope.
The Pope.
Da Pope.
I like Pope Bob, too.
Pope Bobby.
It's pretty good. Now, I just looked up whether you have to speak a certain language.
He speaks 5 of them, so I think he's in
wow.
the clear. Yeah, but
They say it's not in the requirements, but it's strongly, they hope you know Italian, English, and Spanish. So 5 languages probably helped his ticket a little bit.
for sure.
Wow. I think the big story of the day is Bill Gates says he plans to give away virtually all of his money within 20 years, and he will then shut down the Gates Foundation in 2045.
Oh.
The Microsoft co-founder said people will say a lot about, say a lot of things about him, rather, but when he dies, he'll be determined that he he won't be one of those people who died like super rich.
Yeah, he'll have passed it all away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gates said that there are too many urgent problems to solve for him to hold on to resources that could be helpful. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I always kind of felt like he would sprinkle in the end.
The Gates Foundation's given away over $100 billion since it was founded. So by the time 2045 comes around, who knows how much cash will give her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. This weekend, guys, don't forget, it is Mother's Day. And if you're looking for something to do, the big story is Mom's Ride free at Oaks Park.
Yeah.
On Sunday. All you got to do is head on down there. They get a free ride bracelet with the purchase of a ride bracelet for their child. The bracelets include unlimited rides. The offer is only available at the ticket booth and not online.
Cool.
You got to come down here, right?
I do love Oaks Park, though. Oh man,
too.
Like I just love it because my kids, it's not Disneyland, but it gives them a taste.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, no, it's a good spot, and there's so much history there. I always look at the water line to see where
Yeah.
I always go, I remember that flood.
Oh yeah.
The Great
Yeah.
I
Flood.
remember that flood, and look, all this was underwater, kids.
And they're floating roller skating rink,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
is pretty fun.
pretty rad.
Yeah.
All right, this hour's keyword for your shot at $1,000. Be a pretty dope way to kick off the weekend, going in there with an extra G in your pocket. And it'll take you less than 30 seconds. So do this from your cell phone or your desktop. 1059thebrew.com is the website. When you get there, enter the keyword cash. All right, the keyword's cash. Good luck.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Happy Friday. Tickets to go see Brian Adams and Pat Benatar here in a little over an hour from now. But first, we got some messages from the one and only Pew Boy.
It's time for the adventures of Pew Boy.
So, hey, what's up, Mr. Pew Boy? I'm totally drunk at work. Oh, my God. Pew Boy shouldn't call him when he's drunk. That's pretty much the only time I do call him. And I'm gonna go take a nap. Okay, it's Pew Boy. Oh my God, do not play that message that I tried to not send. Oh my God, don't play it. Yeah, Pew Boy's a little messed up right now.
Oh my God.
Don't play it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The pube.
Yeah, Pubes only sends us talkback messages late at night.
Yeah, and
So-
it's been a bit since we've had frequency.
Yeah, a couple of weeks, I feel like. But he always sends them during Chad's show at night.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, it sounds like he's had a couple.
Oh yeah,
You know, but
he likes to tie it on.
here's what Pube said.
Hey, what's up? So, I'm pretty sure we already talked about this, but you guys kind of glossed over it or something. But hey, so I broke my phone in Arizona a couple weeks ago. Couldn't remember my Google account, so I lost all my contacts. So, can I get the direct line to the studio again? Like, maybe do a poll? Because that would be funny. Hey, does Pubes get a direct line to the studio, or does he have to dial the 866-445-1059? Let's do it.
Wow. And he wants the hotline number.
Why do you even want the hotline number, Pubes?
Because he knows we answer it faster than the other ones.
We can still see your name.
So, this is a bragging point.
Like he just wants to say that he has it.
Yeah, he likes to go around town and be like, yeah, of course I know those guys. I even have the direct line to the studio. And if he can't show them that, he loses one of his cards in the hole.
All right, well, he sent another one.
Oh, and this is funny. This happened today. I was at a mechanic taking one of our vehicles to the mechanic, and they were playing you guys, and I was like, oh, you guys listen to this? I was like, I've actually been a part of that show, and the mechanic was like, yeah, I know, dude. I've heard you. And I was like, what? And then his brother comes out. He's like, yeah, Pubes, we know who you are. And I was like, damn. I was like, even the mechanics know who I am? All right, that's cool.
It's a big deal. He's a big star, that Pube
He
boy.
is. I hear people talking about him at Jiffy Lube and stuff.
Hey, guys, Pubes here. Everyone get it together.
Yeah.
We got to really impress this guy.
Yeah, oh man, you better make sure he gets the best oil. Get
So,
this thing
I
dialed in.
imagine it's like, when Wes Scantlin of Puddle of Mud randomly showed up at a Jiffy Lube. I imagine that's what it's like when Pubes rolls up.
Well, maybe we should put a poll up online. Should Pubes get the hotline number?
I don't know if he really wants us to do that.
He's
He
not gonna
says
like
he
the
wants it.
numbers.
No,
Yeah,
let's do
right.
it. Let's see exactly what those are, because
Okay. All right.
maybe people want to hear from him immediately
Yeah, I'm
as soon as he
sure.
has a thought.
Oh, man.
Maybe people never want to hear from him again, and hopes that we throw his number into a capsule and throw it deep into the ocean.
There are definitely people who want that.
So we'll put a poll up on our Instagram
I'll do it.
at 1059 The Brew. Should Pubes have the hotline number? I can predict the future, and I see 100% of people saying no.
Yeah, maybe
I think
not.
he's gonna poll in a small contingency. I think he'll.
Okay.
Small percentage of people who think.
I think he's gonna get a 15%er.
Oh,
Maybe.
15. That's pretty generous.
Not working his way to half like he needs.
Follow the Brew on the gram at 1059 The Brew or at Tanner, Drew, and Laura, and we'll put a poll up here in just minutes. But there it is. Pube boy, everybody.
Oh, Mr. Pubes.
Lost his phone, lost all. I bet there's some people who he called every day. They're like, thank God he hasn't called in a couple of weeks.
It's like, what happened? He just fell off the planet for a handful of people.
How do you lose all of your Google contact information?
Yeah,
though?
doesn't that stuff
Isn't
go to the
it
cloud?
You can click forgot my password, and there's like a 27-step verification process you can go through.
Yeah, I feel like there's a way, but he just. My guess is he gave up. He's one of those guys that are like,
Yeah.
well, I tried, but like barely tried.
He gave up trying to sign up for Trash Bandits. Recovering his Google account seems like rocket
That's
science.
a good point.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
He's like, you expect me to do what?
I think we'll get GTA 6 before.
Oh yeah.
Before that he figures
Yeah.
that out.
Man,
Who
and
knows?
I don't think any of us would ever stop until you got your contacts back.
Right.
Like, just
I'd be
keep going.
melting down.
Keep going.
I'm like, hey guys, I can't come in today.
Yeah, I'm working on
I gotta
something.
find my contacts.
Well, and
Yeah.
also, if not having our hotline number is the what he's most concerned about, like I think he needs to prioritize his life. You know?
Yeah, there should be more important contacts
Yeah.
that you're looking for.
Follow us on the gram. In the meantime, let's do this.
And now, Tanner, Drew, and Laura's Dumbass of the Day.
You see these people getting way too close to wildlife at places like Yellowstone Park, and when the bison finally attacks you, I don't feel bad.
No.
I say, oh, looks like nature's taking its course.
Yeah, it's what they do.
Well, a 47-year-old Florida man was recently gored by a bison while visiting Yellowstone National Park. Rangers suspect the visitor approached the animal and got a little too close for its comfort. Surprise, surprise. The man sustained minor injuries, and the incident is still under investigation. I'm not sure what we need to investigate. You got too close.
You're getting lit.
You got yeeted. And end of stories. Don't get so close to the wildlife.
And I hate when it's like it's under investigation to see if the animal is safe to be around. It doesn't matter.
You're in his home.
Animals. Yeah, get out of here.
You're in his house.
I don't care if he's super violent.
Yeah, like you're in my bathroom, bitch. Bah! Yeet!
Whoop!
And the horns on a bison kind of sit on the side. In order to catch a horn, like, do they probably throw that head to the side and give you a gangster nod.
Like they throw their big heads around.
I don't know if people just assume because they're big they can't travel very fast, but if a bison wants to get moving, a bison can get moving. And if you're in the way, it's night-night for you.
You're getting bop.
National Park Rangers remind guests to stay more than 25 yards away from large animals and at least 100 yards away from bears and wolves.
I don't understand. Like, are people just that dumb? Do they hear the stories and they're like, well, I'm different. I can outrun the bison. Like,
I don't know.
What is the thought process behind that?
Like, do they not see YouTube? Do they not see the videos we've seen of people just getting launched into the sky?
That's
Have you
what
seen
I'm
that
saying.
video of that little girl?
Oh, yeah.
There's a family that brings a little girl close to. Was it a bison or something
I don't know.
like that?
I
Some
feel
big-
bad because it's terrible what happened, but just seeing her yeet through the air.
She's okay. For the record,
As long as she's fine,
Yes.
you can laugh at her yeet all day.
for the record, she is okay, and so that's why I giggle at it. But
Yeah.
she gets a little too close, and it looks like she's trying to like. It looks like, from what I remember, I feel like there's a tree in the middle, and she's trying to protect herself, but the thing runs around and just
Just lights her up.
little girl launched by bison.
I don't know if it was a bison or was it a bison?
What else?
Yeah,
could-
it was about here. It is.
Okay.
I just found it. Oh, jeez. You see people running. Oh, and the little girl. I think she's 9. She's 9 years old.
9.
Just tossed into the sky. Here it is.
Okay.
There it is. Da da da.
No. Oh, no.
Yeet!
Oh,
She's okay. She's all
Are
right.
those her parents running away without
Yeah,
her?
I think they just bailed.
Yeah.
I'm sure the panic had set in, but that's like a perfect flip too, because
Yeah.
he flipped her right around to like non-concussion
Kind of like on her feet and butt.
So everyone gets to laugh and she gets to read.
Yeah, she's
Her
doing
parents
okay.
need to enroll her in gymnastics.
Her parents need to enroll themselves into some parenting classes. You know, just roll up on a bison.
Yeah.
My kid's 9. If the bison goes for her, she's yeeted. There's nothing she can do.
Yeah.
We'll put that video up online here in a few minutes at 1059thebrew.com if you want to see the little girl get yeeted. In the meantime, have you been in an accident and had to deal with the insurance companies before? It's kind of a nightmare. You know, you pay them every month, so they'll take care of you in these situations, and then you find yourself in this situation, and they become difficult. Well, reach out to the advocates, because they're going to make sure that the insurance companies don't play games with you. They've actually gotten over $100 million for their clients, and they do this because they know just what to say and just what to do to these insurance companies to make sure that they pay you everything that you're owed, because that's all you're asking for. Reach out to Ken and Donnie. I know these guys personally. I've actually seen TV commercials with them lately. That's Ken and Donnie that I know, and they are such good people, and they're going to make sure that you are taken care of. If you've been in an accident, you're going to need more than an attorney, so reach out to them at advocateslaw.com. They don't get paid until you win, so there's no risk to you. Tell them Tanner sent you, advocateslaw.com. That's advocateslaw.com.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Well, the teeter-totter of the NBA playoffs continue as the Timberwolves took advantage of no Steph Curry last night and got the job done against the Warriors, winning this one 117-93. Now it's all tied up. It really raises questions about what is going to happen moving forward. You can't just bring out Mr. Miyagi and rub down Steph's leg. It's either going to get better or it's not. He says he's not going to rush back from this, but when he said that, they were up 1-0. If they lose a couple of games, I think you're going to find him hobbling out of a tunnel with whatever is necessary to get the job done, but some magic hands would be great at this point. There is a ton of sports this weekend. There's a big UFC that we'll get into a little bit later on this morning, but you also have today a double-header in the NBA of two big games, Cavs, Pacers, Thunder, and Nuggets. All starts at 4:30. That's an ESPN special. Also, NHL playoffs raging on with overtime last night with the Oilers knocking off the Golden Knights. It's just action galore of the playoffs. It'll run out, and it'll just be baseball soon, so get that key bump while you can. There's your sports.
Thank you much. All right, we got some talkbacks in through our iHeartRadio app from people listening to us through our iHeartRadio app. That sounded great.
That's right. Well-rounded.
Here's the talkback.
Hey, Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Jamie from Gold Beach. Does Laura have a warrant? Have we gone over that? Did I miss that? Because that's really kind of starting to piss me off, and I just want to know. Please, can we figure I can't find it. And I looked. Oh, yeah. But does she... Someone help me out. It's stressing me out.
She might have a warrant.
I don't.
We're not
don't
positive.
have a warrant.
You don't know for sure.
Find it yet.
There's a good chance she does, and that it's just like lost in the fray and like certain
don't you
precincts.
think it'd be
and stuff.
easier to find certain precincts? There would be one precinct.
How do you know
It
that?
could be here, there, or everywhere.
Different counties to have precincts.
Yeah, but I would only have a warrant out for my arrest in one of them.
The one where you have all your tickets.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if it was spread out.
Yeah, you
No.
kind of a
Jeez.
nomad.
So defensive about your ticket.
I'm just
history,
saying,
your criminal history.
you guys just can't accept that I have gotten away with this for so long.
It will catch up with you.
And that
Paperwork
I-
always catches
And
up.
it always catches up at the worst time, right?
Yeah.
Like you're on the way to the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am, I know you're about to hit Cancun, but you're under arrest.
You were going to Cancun.
No.
Now you're going to Colorado.
The answer is, Jamie, I do not have a warrant out for my arrest.
That's not
confirmed.
that's not confirmed,
That's
Jamie.
it.
That's not confirmed. I wouldn't listen to the words of a criminal.
Yeah, it's usually the lies don't stop till you're in the slammer, rock bottom. But hey,
Well, we'll see. We're
I
looking
hope
into
you
it
don't.
still.
But the case isn't closed.
I'm innocent.
Case is not closed.
Well, you're going to have to tell that to the judge. All right, coming up in a little bit, we're going to check your talkback messages. We also have tickets to go see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar in a little bit. Here's this hour's keyword, though, for your chance at $1,000. You do have until 7 a.m. to get it in, which would be a pretty dope Friday morning. The keyword is cash. All right?
Get your money.
1059thebrew.com is a website. Enter the keyword cash to win some cash.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Now, what's trending?
I feel a sneeze. It's like right there.
Oh, look into the light.
Look at the light.
Look at the light.
Oh, it's being taken from me.
It's
Oh.
stealing it.
No.
Oh, it was right there, and now it's gone.
Bummer.
Gone.
Yesterday, the pollen, when I came out to my car, you could just see a layer of pollen on my vehicle like it snowed.
Looked like a keef tray. I mean,
Wow.
the thing is just green.
Yeah, right. It's floating out there. And then yesterday, what'd you see? The cottonwood?
Yeah, the
Floating
cottonwood
down?
was floating like, I wouldn't call it like snowfall, but it looked like the dusting of like when
Yeah.
it first starts to snow.
The allergies, man, are just in full effect because of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm all plugged up, especially when I drive through the Terwilliger curves because the elevation changes so quickly. I'm one of those people that I can feel my ears pop and adjust as I'm
yeah.
driving through there.
Yeah. I think I have a sinus headache from all that stuff in the air this morning. I've never had one before, but it's kind of doing that thing where it's like getting like kind of tense and then going down.
Yeah.
Intense and going down. And Advil's just getting laughed off.
Yay, allergies!
Yeah. But I think it'll cool down at some point. Just probably not today.
No. Godspeed on your allergy journey, my friends.
But it is going to be a beautiful one to boot.
I want to play this clip. So Simon Cowell from American Idol. I don't know what he's doing now. What's he on now? Is he on like
I
The
don't
Voice
know.
or
He
something?
Might be,
Oh, is he on
is he on
America's
X
Got
Factor?
Talent?
Is that him?
I don't know.
Whatever
Does
he
he
is.
buzz people? I thought he was a buzzer, dude.
Simon Cowell shared a shocking offer that he got from a couple.
Okay.
This couple offered him $150,000 to judge them having sex.
He should have taken it.
Simon
Why
Cowell-
didn't he?
Well, maybe he did. I'm not even sure exactly. Oh, no, I guess he did decline. That's too bad. But here's Simon on the offer.
I was in a restaurant and this guy comes up to me and he said, I love your show. Thank you very much. Will you take a picture? Sure. This is my wife. Nice to meet you. Would you judge us having sex? I'm like, are you winding me up? They went, no, we'll pay you. I said, well, how much? And it actually was a lot of money. I thought, do I? No, I just can't do it.
Oh, he thought about it.
150 grand.
It was
wasn't
150 grand, yeah.
We found your moral scruple. That's what you said no to. You said,
Yeah.
It sounded like he did. Yeah. Oh,
He
no, I
thought
can't
about
do
it. He
it.
thought about it.
He
Why
doesn't need
wouldn't you?
150 grand though. He's so rich.
That's a drop in the bucket to Simon. Somebody like us, though, that's borderline life-changing money. It's definitely lifestyle-changing money.
I'd be like, where do we go?
Yeah.
Where's this going
and
down
also,
at?
what an easy job.
Yeah?
Like, why wouldn't you just do it? I'd do it.
And I wonder, like, do I have to ask permission to judge? Do I have to ask my wife if I can judge them having sex, or can I just go run over and do that?
I
real
think you
quick?
have to ask.
I think you have to ask,
yeah.
but once you're like, I'll get $150. You'd probably be like,
$150,000.
That's what I mean. Yes.
I should say
150 bucks. Be like, okay.
Keep the rest.
Yeah, like, what are you, a smackhead? What are you? $150.
They're gonna give me $40 to watch.
Yeah, but $150,000. Simon Cowell declined, but it sounds like he thought about it for a second.
I would love for him to admit that was one of the most pathetic displays
How do
I've
you-
ever seen.
How do you judge?
Your
somebody on
rhythm
there?
was
Okay.
atrocious.
Yeah, I think just like that.
Yeah, I think that he could just lean into it. I mean, maybe you even say, like, it's a story of two performances. She was amazing. You were all over the place, Eric.
Maybe.
You bring
but
Randy in there like pitchy dog. Y'all both a little pitchy.
Yeah, but
Whole thing was pitchy.
you could sing the phone book.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
You know, and it's somebody's fetish, apparently, is to have Simon give him a rating.
yeah.
Interesting.
Put him through to Hollywood.
What makes him the expert, though?
Well, come on. He's
He's a talent scout.
he hooked up
Have
with
you-
his best friend's
have you
wife.
seen that hair?
That guy doesn't. That guy probably just does it.
He's wheels up.
You know, like
Simone.
that guy. I mean, that's pretty harsh to like hook up with your best friend's wife.
Yeah.
I forget the
And aren't they
exact
still
story on
together,
that.
or what?
Is that who he's with now?
I don't know
I
if
don't
that's
know.
who he's still with, but regardless, it's
best
it's
Does he have a
pretty harsh.
kid?
That's terrible.
How do you have a kid? Is that the
He
woman
has
he
a
had a
kid
with?
way younger than him. He's like, I tried to ride a bike with my kid and my hip broke. Remember that? He kept crashing on a bike.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's 70 or something.
We'll put more of that online at 1059thebrute.com. Coming up in about 30 minutes, tickets to go see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar. Make sure you're listening. We'll play the Rotten Tomatoes game. In the meantime, though, you got a chance at $1,000 from the Cash Squatch right now.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Live 1059.
All right, we were talking off the air, or maybe it was on the air the other day. I don't remember, but we were talking to Laura, and she was like, yeah, I've got an alarm on my phone to remind me that it's bedtime.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was so adorable. Just that you have a bedtime alarm.
And I don't remember when I set that, but it's been going off for years.
It just notifies you that you're past the red line.
What time?
Yeah, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. is when it goes off?
A little lullaby ringtone plays to let me know that it's time to go to bed. And
do you always go to bed right then, or do you?
No, because a lot of times I don't notice it unless I'm out. Like last night I was out and my alarm went off. I was like, oh, I got to go home. So,
see, my watch, which is connected to my iPhone, says bedtime reminder occasionally, not daily, but it does it on its own because it knows my routine.
I see, yeah.
But I don't have one set because I just know that like 8:45, 9 o'clock is bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we want to know this morning, what do you have an alarm set for on your phone? Like what weird thing? And besides, not just waking up for work. You know, like obviously people have that, but what do you have set on your phone to remind you? Like I have an alarm to remind me to take a certain medication every night.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know a lot of women who set an alarm to remind them to take their birth control pills.
Yeah, me and the ladies. We schedule our meds. But yeah, if I don't, I will forget. Mm-hmm. And so I just set my alarm, and it reminds me at 6, and then I take the thing, and everything's good.
Yeah.
The majority of my alarms are wake up alarms because of when we wake up. I don't have like I have 0 alarms set except for because once we get to Friday, it finally says I have no alarms.
Right.
Because I have no alarms set on the weekend. But I do have 4 set in the morning, and then I have one. The only thing that could be considered different is at 5:06 in the morning, there is an alarm to notify me to like shut down whatever I'm doing and focus on getting here.
Yeah.
Because
time to go to work.
Yeah, exactly. So like if I'm doing a workout or even if I'm, this sounds silly, but like meditating or doing something, I cannot be just like doing that and fall asleep. So if that happened and I were to like lay there and fall asleep and then 5:09 hits, that's going to go off. It's a super double backup of my life. But I don't have like a sweet medication one or anything like that's super cool though.
Do you ever set one, maybe not regularly? Like I'll set alarms for things, even just like when I was trying to get that fire lookout reservation, I'll set an alarm at like 6:45 to remind me that like, okay, time's coming up. Don't forget.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little more irresponsible.
What do you have an alarm set for in your phone besides waking up? Laura's got one for going to bed. Mm-hmm. I've got one for taking my meds like I'm an old man.
Yep.
What is the alarm set for in your phone? 866-445-1059. You can also shoot us a text at 98197. This text comes to us from 2978. It says, I've got an alarm that goes off each week to remind me to take the trash to the curb.
There you go.
That's a great one because if I forget, and my recycling only comes once every other week, so if I forget that weekend, I'm screwed.
That's brutal.
It's frustrating.
They do it every other week.
It's yard debris one week, recycling the next.
Yeah,
I see.
Trash every week though.
My trash normally, like I'll drive down my street and all the responsible people have put it out, so that's my reminder.
That's your reminder, yeah. 98197, that's our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. This one says, I have a reminder to call my girlfriend.
What? Like just like in general or at a certain time?
I guess he just doesn't go into detail.
Don't forget.
What level of maintenance is that? Yeah. I just wanted to hit you with 1,000 compliments here on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's stage 4 level whipped, I think.
Yeah, it is.
That is.
Man, I hope the marks go away on your back.
I have an alarm. This one from 8423 says, I have an alarm set to start my car to warm up before I leave every morning.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I did that No, not now so much as the winter. You're just like all the way in.
Yeah. I wish I had a heated steering wheel because
it's crazy to me that you don't. Your car's like brand new.
I know. There's certain things that this
it's
car
more of a
doesn't
rugged
have.
experience in the TRD Pro.
Let's go to Chris. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, man. What do you have an alarm set for?
So, I usually set alarms about 16 hours and 3 days before every event or appointment, whatever I have scheduled on my calendar throughout the week.
3 days? I feel like
16 hours and 3 days.
I feel like 3 days I would forget again.
It's kind of like, like car events or meetups with friends and whatnot. It's kind of like a, hey, heads up, don't plan anything for this weekend.
Oh, got
it.
Okay, keep it open.
16 hours before. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think Laura's bedtime alarm, that's a really great idea that I've overlooked because I'll get caught up gaming all night and I look down and it's like 11:30. It's like, no.
Dude, that's a very good point because last night I was playing games and I looked at the clock and it was 10:10 and I was like, oh, God.
Nothing warps you like vids.
Maybe I should do that, Laura. Maybe you're onto something. I thought it was kind of weird, but maybe you're onto something.
It's a setting you can do in your phone that it just like, it's not even like an alarm I have set. It's just like I think it's in like the health application. You can set a bedtime.
So it must be the same thing that's buzzing my phone.
Probably.
And telling me to go to bed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
This text comes to us from 7308. Says, I have an alarm for my dog's anti-seizure meds 3 times a day.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. The same thing. I have a cat that needs a medication twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that I got an alarm for that, too, because I will forget.
And I'm glad that some alarms are separate, like that they're not, an old school alarm clock it's set for 7. And so every day at 7, including Saturday and Sunday. If my alarm went off every day at 3:30 when I didn't forget to unset
it, brutal.
I mean, those are your only moments to feel normal.
Got some talkbacks coming in through our iHeartRadio app. Download it for your cell phone today.
Brew Crew, TGIF. Hey, phone alarms. Last year I did 36,000 push-ups, inspired by Drew, completed. This calendar year I got a whole new set of challenges that includes push-ups. And every Sunday at 7 p.m. my alarm goes off on my phone to send a screenshot of my spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So that they can see my progress, and we kind of do it back and forth. Anyways, that's the one.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
have a good one.
That guy's going to turn into an Iron Man.
Yeah.
He's been grinding for years now. I
Good
love
to
it.
have that accountability. That's really smart.
I love it.
More talkbacks?
Good morning, Brew Crew. Mr. Illegal here. Happy Friday to you. So I got 4 alarms every day, or at least Monday through Friday. One to wake me up. One to tell me I got to leave for work in 15, 20 minutes. One to tell me lunch. And one to tell me the end of the day. All right, you guys have a great day. Great weekend. Keep on rocking.
Yeah, I think he's realizing, man, I got a lot of alarm sets.
It's like, remember to eat lunch.
Yeah, may have gone a little overboard.
I feel like the body tells you it's lunchtime.
Yeah. My stomach is like, eat, you idiot.
What are you doing?
Let's go to, is this Chase?
Hey, good morning, guys.
What up, bud?
Hey, I was listening to you guys when you said you had to sneeze earlier, and they said, look at the light. That is a genetic thing. It's called Achu syndrome, and it's like a photosynthesis acute thing that triggers sneezes.
I see. Yeah, I really had to
Yeah.
sneeze really hard, and I could feel it leaving me, my body, you know. And so I looked right at the light, and that didn't help.
Wait, is it really called Achu syndrome?
Yeah, that seems very.
Yeah, look it up. It's an acronym for what the actual syndrome. But yeah, it's Achu
Wow.
syndrome, and it's a genetic thing that's passed down by your parents by looking at the light. It doesn't work for everyone.
Oh,
But
for me,
I actually am on my way to Safeway right now to go buy Sudafed.
Can I? I was gonna say, can I go to the
So
emergency
bad.
room and get pain medication? I don't think that will work.
Yeah, it's
enough
horrible.
Sudafed will kind of
Sudafed
stimulate.
Put you
Same
down.
thing.
They still card you, so.
All right, dude. I guess maybe I could talk to my doctor about getting some strong anti-allergy medicine or something.
Or just take a standard pill.
Take a Suda.
Yeah, or no, you don't need Sudafed. You need like Allertech or Zyrtec.
Claritin or something.
Yeah.
Sudafed is like if
I
you
do
have.
a Claritin at night, a Zyrtec in the morning, and then Benadryl plus congestion
Bro.
at night for sleep, and
Damn.
Vicks Vapor Rub on my neck.
Oh, yeah.
This
Rub
guy.
it all
You
over.
thought we were broken. He is devastated.
Get lubed up with
Man,
that.
I
You should
feel for
You should
you.
live like Bubble Boy. It sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, no, but
Allergies are rough out here.
yeah, allergies take some people out.
Yeah.
I think
For
it's safe to
sure.
say go back inside, dude.
Yeah.
You're
This
not
time of
meant to
year
be
ain't for you.
outdoors. Yeah.
It's not your season.
All right, thanks for the call, Chase. We appreciate that. Let's go to downtown Tina Brown, the lovely downtown Tina Brown. Tell us, what do you have a weird alarm set for?
I have a weird alarm set to drink more water. I get very busy during the day, and about 3 years ago, my husband and I picked up some to-go food that smelled really good, and you know how your mouth starts to water?
Yeah.
My mouth instantly started swelling. My side of my face got huge, and I'm like, honey, something's wrong. We skipped dinner. You need to take me to the hospital. I got to the doctor, and my gleek tube in your mouth, that when your mouth waters, was clogged. It was clogged with crystals because I hadn't been drinking enough water.
Oh, no.
And they had to scrape that shit out of my mouth.
You can't say the S word, downtown Tina Brown.
Oh gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. They had to scrape the crystals out of the back of her mouth.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was a traumatizing moment.
Yeah.
It was, and they couldn't get it, and they were as stumped as me, and I had to go home and eat sour candy to just gleek like crazy to break up the crystals.
Wow.
Man, I would love the doctor to say,
Isn't
all right,
that
buddy,
wild?
it's time to head home and have some Sour Patch Kids, big
Yeah,
dog.
be like, count me in.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, so now you have an alarm just to drink water to make sure that never happens again.
It's smart. It's very
yes,
smart.
for sure. And it's a good thing to do. Drink more water, everybody.
Thank you, downtown Tina Brown. Appreciate it. Wow. I'm going to do that for sure.
I could use that on the weekends where I'm like, have I had a glass all day?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
866-445-1059. What do you have an alarm set for other than waking up? Tell us. More of your calls after the Stones on the Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing.
Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Happy Friday. Tickets to go see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar coming up here in about 20 minutes. But we want to know, though, what do you have an alarm set for on your phone? Other than waking up, what do you have an alarm set for? Laura has one set to actually go to sleep, and it goes off every day at 9.
Yep.
Which is such an old lady thing to do.
Yeah.
But that's what she does, and
it's gaining steam though with some of these people.
Dude, it might actually be a good idea because, like I said last night, I was playing games and I looked up at the clock and it was way later than I thought it was.
Especially this time of year when the sun doesn't even go down till 9 o'clock. You think it's a lot earlier than it is, so it's nice to have a reminder.
And I didn't get home yesterday till like I don't know, like 5 or something like that, and so my day was thrown off, and so that
you figure you still got day left,
and it was like 10:10 when I looked at the clock. I goes, what the hell happened?
Barely dark.
Let's go to Dallas. Good morning, Dallas. What alarm do you have set on your phone?
I have alarms set to pay my insurance and my car payment because those for some reason will not go on auto pay.
Interesting.
That's weird.
That's responsible of you, though.
Yeah, to have that. I mean, because I feel like I should, because I pay my credit card manually. I should have an alarm in there that's like, if this date passes. Now, anxiety normally gets you to check it enough, but it's like not a bad idea to have one.
Right.
All right, I mean, I got the memory of a goldfish, so if I don't have an alarm set, nothing's going on.
I'm the same way, bro. I gotta write it down. Thanks, Brad. We appreciate it. Let's go to Jeffrey. Good morning, Jeffrey. What alarm do you have set on your phone? Hello, Jeffrey.
Oh, hello?
Oh, that's not
Oh, no, my name's not, yeah, I'm not Jeffrey.
All right. Well, that's okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
I'm Vanessa. It's okay. I have all kinds of alarms set on my phone because I'm a very busy person. I have alarms set on for when I need to leave for work, for when I need to make sure that my grandson is coming over. My oldest son does Taekwondo, so I have alarms set for that. And then throughout the day, I will set random alarms for just random things so I don't forget, because, you know, you're a mom and a grandmother and there's everything that's going on. You need alarms to remind you.
I hear you.
I feel it.
The only one I don't have is I don't have alarms set to go to bed. I just go to bed.
Well, it sounds like you're having a long day and you're exhausted.
You're completely torched.
And you probably don't need one.
I never forget to go to bed.
Appreciate your call. Thank you so much. We do have some text messages coming in on our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. This text comes to us from 1116. Every Wednesday and Sunday, an alarm goes off at 8:30 p.m. That's my wife's and I sex alarm. And no matter what, it's time to get it on. Wow.
Did he say every day?
Every
Wednesday and Sunday.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Those are sexy time days.
You know what? I love a scheduler. You know I do.
Yeah.
They're putting in work and it's on the books.
0147 says, I have 3 set for the trash at trash night at 8, 10, and 11.
That's smart. I mean, missing trash day, like you said, devastation.
So I get up by the 3rd one and it takes it to the street.
No, so he's like so lazy. He's like, fine.
Yeah.
Stop blowing me up.
I also have one that says, pew, 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 to remind me to take my shot of Ozempic weekly.
Nice.
Pew, pew, pew.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Here's some talkbacks to our app.
Hey, good morning, y'all. I always have an alarm to check the dog water in the morning because don't want to leave them without it, and to put my wedding ring back on because I always keep it by the sink before I go to bed. Don't want the wife mad.
Nope.
Good morning, Brew Crew again. I'm going to have to say I have an alarm set through Sunday through Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. That means shutdown. No matter what I'm working on, what I'm doing, we're done for the day. And yeah, so it just goes off. And then usually I go into my routine of shutting down for the night. But yeah, 6 o'clock. Some people hate it. I don't care. That's my shutdown time.
It's like right in the middle of conversation. We are done.
And I'm out of here. Just turn and walk.
Yeah. That's, I mean, hey, it's a nice rule to have. You spend a lot of time with your family that way. You know, you're not going to get caught up in garbage at work.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Shut it down when you shut it down. A lot of people have a hard time with a hard, fast line.
More talkbacks.
I have an alarm set for 6:15 every morning, but I'm usually up by 5 or 5:30. I'll go around, play with my cat, watch TV, and then at like 5:45, 5:50, I'll go lay in bed with my eyes closed, and then the alarm goes off. I'll snooze it for 5 minutes, then it goes off again, and I'll get up and go take a shower and get ready for work.
I like how people realize that their routine's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have to go pet my cat for a while.
Yeah, I'm awake, but then I go back to bed really fast, and then I take a nap for 15 minutes, and then I hit my snooze, and then I take a shower.
And ready to rock and roll right after that.
And once they hear themselves, they think they realize, like, wow, this is crazy.
There's a lot going on here.
Good morning, Brew Crew. So I have an alarm set for clocking in for work. And my alarm sound for that one goes, time to do some sketchy. Doo-da, doo-da. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da-doo-da day.
There it is.
Every day. I'd throw that thing in a lake.
All right, coming up in a few minutes, we'll have more tickets to go see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar. They're going to be taking over the Moda Center in November. You could be there. We will play the Rotten Tomatoes game for your chance to win. Happy Friday. It's 105.9 The Brew. Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
How do you think Eddie Vedder spends his mornings? I imagine he's like in a robe holding a coffee.
He's definitely drinking coffee because he's a Seattle boy. So
Yeah.
But it's not like a normal coffee. It's a Nespresso or something. You know, he's got something French.
Oh, something French.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, my friend.
I'm sure he's mumbling at his dog.
Hit me with a surprise laugh.
If I don't hell, give me some of your scratches.
Out of milk.
All right, here in a few minutes. It's always good to get a couple of
get a little Betty,
Eddie
a little
impressions
Betty,
in.
Eddie Betty.
Eddie Betty.
Mm-hmm.
This morning we're going to give away some tickets to go see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar, and we've got a pair coming up next with our Rotten Tomatoes game.
The tomats.
Rot Tomats. We are going to give you some movies, and you just have to tell us which one is rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes. We're looking for callers 10 and 11, 866-445-1059. Good luck.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes.
Yeah. Happy Friday. What do you guys got going on this weekend? Anything exciting?
One of my kids' soccer season ended, so it's going to be light on that stuff. I think it's actually going to be, I got rid of that hot tub, so I do have a little pressure washing.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I think it's going to be some barbecuing and just relaxing.
That's good.
If that's possible.
I think we're supposed to have a good weekend, though, right, Laura?
I am
Outside?
pretty sure.
Today is going to be beautiful.
I don't think, I mean, there's a lot of rain.
Today's
in the forecast
75 and partly cloudy.
for next
Yeah,
week.
tomorrow is cloudy at 68 and Sunday's rainy at 60 degrees.
Womp womp.
And then
I'm
all
supposed
next week looks like butt.
Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to go on a hike on Sunday. I don't know if.
That's
I don't know if
brutal.
but I am going to a Timbers game tomorrow. My first
Nice.
one
That's cool.
ever.
Timbers are fun.
It is
And
a lot of
sometimes
fun.
hiking in the rain can be fun, just depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
And how cold it is.
Depending. Yeah, I just, I don't like getting wet.
I think you'll love that ambiance at the Timbers because you've been to Foo Fighters, right? At the
Yeah.
so you've been in the building. But
That's
this
the only
is a
time I've been to Providence Park. So.
totally different experience because your ears aren't being blown, but
Yeah.
it's just totally different, and they really create an atmosphere.
I want to go to a Timbers game really bad. I think Court's got season tickets or something.
He sits with the animals.
Yeah.
Well,
down
and
there
I'm
in the end.
I'm a little nervous because I actually got these tickets from somebody else who's in like the fan army or whatever. So I'm going to be sitting amongst them.
Timbers
and
Army. Oh, nice.
And I don't know.
So
you're gonna be
I
tanked.
don't know what to do.
Just
I don't
party.
know how, I don't know
Have a
how to
good time.
prepare.
You got to learn the songs and do the whole
Yeah,
thing.
right. Do I have to bring a tuba or something? Is that part of the rule, or a drum, or?
Yeah, you definitely need a tuba and a drum.
Yeah, you should go get that. I'll
Get
bring my
that
snare
tonight.
drum from home. I'll let you borrow it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I'm gonna be walking around like Larry the Cucumber with my tuba.
March right into the, to
Yeah,
the
they're like,
stadium.
I like that you tried to do it, but put the tuba
Ma'am,
down.
your tuba's in the way and I can't see the stage.
Nobody can see the game.
Or I can't see the game. Yeah. Get your tuba out of the way.
All right.
All right,
so
well,
no
have fun.
tuba.
Yeah, follow us on the gram because I'd like to see some photos from that.
Sure.
At 1059 The Brew or at Tanner, Drew, and Laura. In the meantime, let's play this game. The Rotten Tomatoes game, where we're going to list off a couple of movies and you just have to tell us which one's rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's go to Alex calling from Portland this morning. What's happening, Alex?
Woo woo! What is up, guys?
What's happening? What's your plan this weekend?
This weekend I am spending the time with the lady and the kid, man. Honestly, I'm taking the lady out to Multnomah Falls for a Sunday mom's brunch, you know?
Nice.
Oh yeah, we're all neglecting that.
Totally
we're also
forgot.
We're also my entire Sunday is cooked.
Yeah.
Forget about that relaxation.
Mother's Day. Yeah, Mother's Day. Don't forget about that. Like I
And then
just did.
tomorrow's going to be spent buying them
learned-
things. Oh my God, I forgot it all.
I've learned that the best idea is to do your Mother's Day reservations on Valentine's Day.
Okay. Is that just an easy way to? So you'll by the time Mother's Day
just
comes up, you're like,
reminds
oh
me.
yeah, I already did it, so I'm good. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of setting alarms, though, you'll have to like set an alarm to remind yourself that you have lunch reserved on May whatever 11th.
It's still gonna be. It's still a elbow to elbow battle in a restaurant.
Oh,
Those
for
2 days,
sure.
Valentine's and this Sunday, that's when they bring the heat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Alex, what's the last movie you watched, bro?
The last movie I watched, The Departure, actually.
Ooh.
Okay.
Classic.
The Departure. What?
Great movie.
Who's in The Departure?
Jack Nicholson, Leonardo DiCaprio.
The Departed. The Departed. you mean.
That's what I.
Sorry, Departed.
Yeah.
Sorry, Departed.
The Departure
Sorry.
sounds like an airplane movie.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The
You're right.
No, I love The Departed. All right, yeah. So this might be an easy game. Could be a difficult game. You just got to get at least 3 out of 5 to win. We're gonna read off some movies, and you just have to tell us which one's rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes.
Awesome.
What's rated higher, brother? Moneyball or The Social Network?
The Social Network.
Is the social Network rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes? It is.
They both have to be high. Are they high?
Yeah, Social Network has a 96%, Moneyball 94%.
Yeah, I was going to say those are top shelf movies.
What movie's rated higher? The Never-Ending Story or Labyrinth?
Ooh. Both are amazing. I'm going to go with The Never-Ending Story.
Is The Never-Ending Story rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes? It is.
I feel like The Labyrinth is cool because it's weird, which doesn't always land a rating. What do you got?
So weird.
Never-Ending Story is 84%, Labyrinth 77%.
Not bad.
Better than I would have thought. Trippy.
Labyrinth has a cult following.
Yeah,
it
it
does.
does.
True.
2-0.
You get one more right, bro, you're in. What movie's rated higher? The Big Lebowski or Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Has to be The Big Lebowski.
Is The Big Lebowski rated higher on Rotten Tomatoes for the win? It is. Sweet. Big Lebowski has an 80%. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas only has a 51%.
That surprises me. Now, it's hard to consume because it's all just about an
It's a cult
alcoholic.
following movie again.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie. It's one of his best performances.
But I feel like if you're a little twisted, you're going to give yourself a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because I
It's
watched...
one of the best movies. It's one of the best movies to watch mushrooms on, honestly.
Watch mushrooms on.
You will be watching mushrooms.
Yeah. All right, hang on, bud.
Yep.
I also want to say that The Departure, because I had to look it up just to see if it
what is
existed as
that?
a film. It's a documentary that came out in 2017, and it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what it's about or who it's about.
The Departure is a movie, bro.
But so you weren't wrong.
Check that out this weekend.
You should have leaned into that. Like, yeah, I watch sophisticated 100% documentaries.
It's really good.
You haven't seen the perfect film?
Very highbrow.
I would have thought it would have been like a rom-com with Sandra Bullock, but no, it's a documentary.
Yep.
All right, bud. Hey, he's done with us.
Anyway.
He's like, just give me my ticket so I can go.
He's like, a win's a win. Bing, bing.
All right, coming up around 8 o'clock this morning, we want to know if there's someone you want to cheer or if there's someone you would like to jeer. Maybe there's somebody who's done something really cool in your life recently, and you want to shout them out on the air. Maybe there's someone who's pissed you off lately, and that is just annoying you, and maybe your boss or something, and you want to trash them on the radio. You're going to have a chance here at 8 o'clock this morning.
Perfect.
Nice.
In the meantime, let's get you this hour's keyword because you do have until 8 o'clock to get it into the station's website and score $1,000 from the Cash Squatch. And the keyword is fun.
Oh, you could have a lot of fun if you win $1,000.
That's right.
Especially on mushrooms.
Or mushrooms on, as he would say.
Yeah. Anyway, 1059thebrew.com is the website. The keyword is fun. Good luck.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Time to go around the room sharing what we think the biggest stories of the day are. I'll kick this one off. This is just kind of funny. Frontier Airlines agents have been terminated for mocking a passenger. I don't know what the deal was. We just heard the clip though, but it just seems, oh my God, if I were there, I'd be like, just everyone
So aggressive.
Just please shut up.
Hey, calm down.
This is a Frontier Airlines, a couple of agents for Frontier Airlines who went viral for just berating this man.
Okay. I paid for a ticket.
And you didn't pay $25 for an agent assist fee, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I.
Yeah,
I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight.
Because it's a policy. We don't control that.
And you will never fly
You were
on
about to
Frontier
let me
Airlines
check
again.
in. You were about to let me check in,
Oh,
and you decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
Make me check you in.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for.
So there it is. They've been
So
fired,
why-
and he got reimbursed for his original flight.
Did they also fire the peanut gallery from behind the?
Yeah, they fired both.
Okay,
both
because she's
agents.
also obnoxious.
So I don't understand why they weren't letting him check in.
So the airline agents were mocking the passenger over a $25 check-in fee.
Oh my God.
That's all the information we have is that it's
I
over a
see.
$25 check-in fee.
He probably was like, I don't want to pay a check-in fee, and then they were like,
too bad.
All right, well, get bent, and they went hard on him.
$25 check-in fee. Like, well, I already bought the ticket.
Yeah, like,
Well, this is Frontier we're talking about. So
Yeah, the
they're
worst
giving you-
airline.
giving you the business.
Listen, I've said this before. Frontier Airlines is the worst flight I have. I've only flown it once, and it was the worst flight I've ever had in my life. Spirit Airlines is a luxury flight compared to Frontier.
All they promise is a memorable flight.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
They don't know.
And not in a good way.
Maybe good, maybe bad. Most likely bad.
It's all in the eye of the beholder. The big story to me is oldest cheetah at the Oregon Zoo has passed away.
Oh, no.
Now it is sad, but it's also it's a cheetah who outlived the prediction. The oldest cheetah was 16 years old, and his name was Strike. Now Strike was at the zoo and they normally only live about 12 years and only 8 years in the wild. So 16 years is pretty impressive for Strike. Now, Strike was known for napping in front of a large window, which is always great for pictures. So you never know what you're going to get with the next cheetah. They might have anxiety problems and never come to the
I'm
window.
so lucky I got to go to the zoo and see the mongoose and the cheetah before they both passed.
That's right. Well, Strike, his health was going down over time, so they did euthanize him, and he went peacefully into the night.
Oh, R.I.P. Strike. I think the big story is Metallica and their fans at Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia, which is the stadium home to the Virginia Tech Hokies football team. They enter each home game while Enter Sandman plays, and all the fans in the stadium, they jump along with it. So Metallica played that stadium Wednesday night.
Badass.
And they set off seismographs nearby. So they were just like off the Richter scale. They played it to enter the stadium, and then they played the song again to end the show. And fans, as you can imagine, just
That's
went
awesome.
absolutely wild. And at the end of the show, the seismograph, I guess, readings were just pushed even more into the red. So, I mean, if
Very
there's
cool.
a band capable of causing an earthquake, Metallica's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More on the stories at 1059thebrew.com. While you're there, enter this hour's keyword. You could score $1,000. Here it is.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Happy Friday. It is time for another edition of Cheers or Jeers. Every Friday, we're going to give you the opportunity to cheer somebody on. Maybe you want to give somebody a big shout out because they did something great in your life. something super positive, made you feel good. Or maybe there's someone who's just wronged you lately, or someone who's getting under your skin.
Yeah.
Somebody you just can't stand right now. You want to give them a jeer. I don't know. How do you say that? Use that in a sentence.
Yeah, I think that's as good as
Cast
it
a
gets.
jeer.
I want to jeer,
Yeah, like
jeer
casting
you.
a jeer. Just out over the top. There's a jeer for you.
Direct a jeer in your direction.
866-445-1059. Anybody in the room here have any cheers or jeers?
I got a jeer.
All right, Laura.
All right. I got a new neighbor, downstairs neighbor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude or a lady?
Dude. And he's a smoker.
Oh, no.
Which is fine.
In the apartment?
No, I don't think you're allowed to smoke in the units.
Wait, so is he directly below you?
He is directly below me and to the right.
Oh, so not right below your porch.
No,
But still, my neighbor's, I can smell when he goes out to smoke.
yeah, and every time I walk back into my building, he sits in his car. He like opens the hatchback to his car and just sits in the back of his car and just like rips heats. And it like wafts up. So if I'm like on my balcony, I just like get a poof and I mean, what are you going to do? You smoke outside. Like if you can't smoke inside, you got to smoke outside. You have to smoke somewhere. I get it. And so maybe I'm being a bit of a Karen, but I'm just like, man.
I mean, there's rules
this
about
was a smoke-free zone for a
smoking
long
so
time.
close to the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm reluctant to call it Karening because the older I get and the more like we just kind of advance through this thing, cigs are the worst. And I get that people are addicted and you have to, but they just get worse every day. And they stink so bad. And it's even if you walk in an elevator after someone, it sucks.
Yeah.
So I get it.
So that's my jeer. I don't know his name, but he's the new tenant
You're
downstairs.
going to end up liking him.
Yeah.
Not necessarily dating him, but liking him. And then it's going to be like, oh.
Like, all right, he's an okay guy.
I can't, kissing somebody with cigarette breath.
That's trouble.
I remember one time I kissed a girl with cigarette breath. It was on my 21st birthday. And I was in the back of a limousine. I kissed a girl with cigarette breath, and I immediately got nauseous and threw up.
It used to be par for the course. I mean, you go to the bar and everybody was smoking. You know, if a girl had a heater, you were definitely going to put up with
What,
it.
Beef? What do you think?
I love that you immediately had to puke.
I immediately did, and we were going down 205, and I painted the side of that limousine.
Oh
just to
my
vomit.
God. Can you imagine the way that girl must have felt? She probably still has a complex about it.
I
feel
think
like this kiss made somebody throw up
I
one
think the
time.
limo driver was more upset. He's like, dude,
You
I'm
just painted the side of the limo.
I was like,
pinstripe.
bro, I'm so sorry. I was so hammered. But yes,
the cig is pretty gross.
It is nasty. Is there a cheer or jeer, Beefwater?
Well, I would like to add to this very topic because on my way in this morning, 3 second floors directly in front of the doors, having a little smoke powwow.
Here at the building?
Right in directly in front of the door. Not off to the right, not off to the left, in front of the door.
It is annoying.
And it's just
That's
like,
aggressive.
well, I mean, honestly, are you guys just triplets of dum-dums over here? Like, how do you not realize you're right in front of the door?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And that's tough because there's like a little wind tunnel thing that happens when you pop the doors that goes whoosh and it sucks air into the hallway.
Yeah.
So it's going to rip heat.
Cheers or jeers? What do you got? 866-445-1059. You can also shoot us a text message on our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line at 98197. This comes to us from 3411. It says, gonna throw a curveball and send a jeer to myself. I did a few things recently that I'm not proud of, and I need to get my life back together. He doesn't specify, though.
Man.
That sounds like
she.
someone who might have just cheated on somebody.
That's what it sounded like. They did something that they really regret, and they lost something because of it.
Yeah, they.
And now you're on moral alert. Like, oh, man, I think I might be a bad person.
Sometimes, though, you got to hit rock bottom before you realize.
It's true.
I mean,
anyone can recover from it.
Maybe they just bought something without using a coupon that they had.
Yeah.
Could have been that.
You know, like
That's a good point.
Let's go to line one. It's Tanner, Joe, and Laura. Do you got a cheer or a jeer?
I got a cheer. And it happened over the last weekend.
Okay.
There were some girls getting their prom pictures taken at the park, and an elderly woman who was walking her dog fell. I don't know these kids, but these girls literally stopped everything, kicked off their shoes, went over to make sure that she was okay. One of them used part of her dress, like it had like a scarf kind of thing, to help kind of like stop the bleeding on the woman's elbow and her knee.
Wow.
And literally, it made me so happy that I walked over to their photographer and said, hey, have they paid you yet? And
He said, no, not yet. I'm like, well, you know what? Here, how much was their thing going to be? And I paid for their prom pictures because they literally sat with her until the EMTs got there. And part of the one girl's dress was gone. So I was like, that was the least I could do.
That is pretty incredible. And cheers
And
to
it-
you
it
too
gave me
for
a lot of hope.
And cheers to you too for doing such a nice thing for somebody else who did such a nice thing.
Yeah.
And cheers to the parents for raising them right. The whole thing is
Yep,
amazing.
that's it right there. That's it right there. It gave me hope because so much you see with these teens not giving two shakes of a feather for
like
people
Yeah.
outside of themselves. You notice I tried to be polite there.
No, I'm going to use
nice.
that.
That was
You
nice.
don't, you don't
Two
give
shakes
two
of a
shakes of a
feather.
feather.
I'm
And
gonna
you
see,
know
I'm gonna
it.
start saying that all the time.
But it really made my heart happy because, I mean, these girls didn't care that their hair was getting messed up and that their dresses were getting messed up. They just wanted to make sure that this older lady was okay.
Should have gone to prom just looking like that.
Yeah.
Covered
I don't
in
know
blood.
why. It makes me kind of emotional when you said that. I think it's like if you saw your kid doing that, you would think, okay, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
They are a good person.
I feel like the news should do something about that. I feel like they
It's
should
pretty incredible.
report on
That's
those
a
kids.
cool story.
I can't be
very
the
cool.
only one that thinks
I
the whole
think
thing
they
was
might
staged
have-
for free
well-
photos.
Oh my God. Be quiet.
But yeah, the girl stayed with her until the EMTs got there, and I was just so blown away by the youth.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Great story.
I
Appreciate
thought
you
it was
sharing that.
pretty awesome.
Thank
And
you. Yeah,
kudos
there's
to you for getting involved in the good stuff.
so many kids doing terrible things out there. It's nice to see. Like I saw a group of kids just like walk up and like punch an old guy in his head the other day.
Wait, in person?
No, not in person. It's like a video.
Oh, on TikTok.
Like,
What
like-
is your algorithm showing you? Bro?
I was in a dark spot.
Yeah.
Mostly cats and murders.
Cats and murders. But yeah, it was just kids just being bullies in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Walked
Yeah,
up, knocked this dude out, and took off.
Yeah, those are people who were just sat in front of a TV and left.
So it's good to hear about things like that. All right, coming up, we'll have more of your calls and texts. Cheers or jeers. If you got something to somebody to shout out or somebody to trash, I got somebody to trash.
Well,
Get
you
it.
want to get it off your chest?
No, I'll do it here in a few minutes. But
Okay.
if there's something you got, you can send us a text message as well through our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line at 98197.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold. sports. Here's Drew.
Well, last night in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors found themselves in a predicament. No Steph Curry. I would go as far as to say they wouldn't even be in the playoffs if it wasn't for Steph, because they have no answer. They hand the ball to Buddy Hield, who had a game of his life the other night, and just coming up with 15 points in an attempt to get a victory is not going to happen. They get smashed by Minnesota as they even up the series, and this one's heading back to Golden State with still going to have no Steph Curry there. Going to be interesting to see. Also, double header tonight in the NBA, Cleveland and Indiana, and also Oklahoma City and Denver. Now Cleveland needs to win on the road or this thing's going to be going sideways quickly, but Halliburton up 2-0, heading home, named the most overrated player in the NBA. Now, he keeps getting warned by the NBA about his dancing and his taunting while his dad's no longer allowed to go to games. It's a rougher around the edges version of the NBA, but hey, it's going to bring ratings, and Indiana needs to find a way to go up 3-0 and put their foot on the neck of Cleveland. Starts at 4:30 tonight on ESPN. There's your sports.
All right, this hour's keyword for your chance at $1,000 from the Cash Squatch. And if you've been trying to win and haven't won yet, I know that can be frustrating. Don't give up, because you never know. One of those times could be it.
That's right. You can't win if you don't play.
Yeah, and it'll take you less than 30 seconds. I mean, you might as well. And all you have to do is go to the website, 1059thebrew.com. You can do this from your cell phone or your desktop. Enter the keyword check when you get there. 1059thebrew.com. The keyword is check. And as soon as you enter it, keep it on your cell phone. We could call you back with the money. All right, this morning we want to know if you got somebody to cheer or jeer. Another round of cheers or jeers. 866-445-1059 is the number. Maybe you got something nice to say. Maybe you got something mean to say about somebody. You got a shot right after Zeppelin. Happy Friday. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do.
It's time for another round of cheers or jeers, giving you the entire hour to cheer somebody that did something great or to trash somebody who did something nasty or just somebody that you're annoyed with right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, I'm really annoyed with Uber drivers lately. The food delivery drivers.
Uber Eats?
Yeah, Uber Eats. I was so annoyed last night.
Why?
I ordered some Taco Bell because I didn't want to drive anywhere. And, you know, the guy already he says, all right, so-and-so's got your order. They're on their way. They've got a few stops.
I don't like that.
It drives me nuts, but whatever. People need to make their money. I get that, right? This guy, it took like 20, 30 minutes for him to get into my neighborhood. And then I see his car get into my neighborhood, and then he just parks.
What's he doing?
He just parks there. And so I wait 5 minutes. I wait 10 minutes. I'm telling you, man, 15 minutes went by, and he's still parked 2 blocks down the street.
Dude.
And so I'm going, what the hell's going on? Because at this point, it's been like 35, 40 minutes since I ordered the food. It's just getting cold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I got in my car and I drove down the street to see what the hell's going on here. Like, is the phone glitching or is he there? Sure enough, I see this car, the same car that's telling me that's on that the Uber driver's driving, sitting on the side of the road. And I pull up behind him and I roll my window down and I go, hey, are you the Uber driver? And he was like, oh man, my phone died.
No. Oh, so he couldn't find you?
And I've been sitting here waiting for it to charge, and I look at his phone, and it's completely dead. There's not even it doesn't even say it's 1%. It's just dead.
God, I feel like if that's your job, why don't you not have a cord in there?
Yeah, you got to be prepared.
That's your job.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are unacceptable in this situation, but the fact that that is your lifeblood, is your cell phone, is the only thing that makes you be able to do your job, and you can't figure out how to keep it on. Yeah, I would have probably got hot with that.
So
guy.
I go, are you my Uber driver, my Uber Eats driver? And he goes, oh, which order's yours? And I go, the Taco Bell. And so he gets out of the car and opens his trunk, and it's just sitting there in the back. There's no heat bag.
Yeah.
And that makes me insane.
It's just a plastic bag of Taco Bell.
You make multiple trips and there's no heat bag, I will zero tip.
But
Zero tip.
At least you know he wasn't munching on your chips.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he could have had a chip if it wasn't taped
I'm on the
closed.
side of the road. I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah,
Have a snack.
exactly.
But like you make multiple trips as an Uber Eats driver and you don't have a heat bag, it makes me bonkers crazy. And then you pull it out of your trunk, which is basically just leaving it outside.
Is this your first day, dude? Like
So-
at this point?
Let me ask you a question on this heat bag situation. Would you be happier with no heat bag, or the other day when I was picking up some food, somebody came in to grab somebody else, and that bag looked like it had been drugged behind their car, never washed one time, and it was maybe the first Grubhub bag produced and sent out to the population.
Well, I mean, it's not like it might be
I
dirty
might go
on the
no bag
inside,
in that.
but-
that scenario.
it was just like, I
I don't
you
know.
gotta choose.
If I don't see it,
How about a clean, nice new bag, hot bag?
Is that so? Yeah, like to invest in a $12 pizza bag on the internet.
This is your, and it's right after keep the phone on is keep the food warm.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
I'm gonna take it one step further and be a meanie and say,
here she goes.
if you want to avoid this happening, it would be quicker and you would get
you just go and get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to go anywhere, but I still had to. The fact that I had to get into my car.
You defeated the entire
You
purpose.
ended up waiting longer
I did.
and
You're
eating
right.
cold food.
You're right.
And paying probably like $27 for one burrito.
It's 29, but yes.
It is a brain bender.
Oh my goodness sakes.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just don't want to go anywhere.
But I mean,
was
that
in
is-
pajamas.
That is fair.
I didn't wanna leave.
The jeers are deserved for that guy.
Yeah, and I was frustrated. So at first I got home, I was so pissed, and I just said I zeroed out the tip, and then I ate, and then I went, all right.
And now I'm not hangry anymore.
And so I went up back and I gave him a tip. I just was so hot about it.
Yeah.
Was there any life left to your food?
Yeah, it wasn't dead.
Decent.
The soda was flat.
Bean
All right,
burritos hold pretty decent.
Yeah, the heat was still in there. It was frustrating. Just listen, if you're an Uber Eats driver, get a heat bag. They're $15 on
Get
the
a heat
internet.
bag and keep your phone charged.
Phone charger.
Yeah, the phone charge. I mean,
Just start your shift with a quarter battery. We'll see how it goes.
this guy was just parked in the darkness, like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
He powered down. He's like, I'm out of battery.
I'm surprised he just didn't open up the food and be like, whatever, I might die here.
I'm sure he was 2 minutes away from just going, I'm going to have to gut all this money and go home.
It's just hard for me to fathom that you don't have a charger in your car when that's what you do is drive around with your cell phone on all day.
He didn't plan it out.
Hi, it's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Do you have a cheer or a jeer?
I do. I have a cheer for my wife, Kalani. Back in '98, she broke her neck in a car wreck, and they said she'd never do anything but breathe. 4 years later, she was managing to do stairs on her own.
Wow.
Well, over COVID, she got a cyst on her spine from the C7 or the thoracic 7 all the way to the brainstem, and it put her right back to square one again. She's supposed to be there for 60 days. She's been there for 2 years.
Jeez.
And she's not giving up, and she's still getting better.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's a miracle.
She's
And that just
so tenacious, it
shows
just blows my mind.
Shows how strong she is. Her strength is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's very inspirational. You know, people ask me, how do you work? And then go visit her in the hospital every night. And you know something? Compared to what she's doing, my life is easy.
Wow. You're a good husband,
You're a
man.
saint.
You're a good husband.
And
Laura's
also
like, damn, this guy's taken.
The CNAs do not get the respect they deserve, and they don't get paid right, and they get treated like crap. And they're great people.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. That's some nice words, man. Nice
Preach
words
it.
from
It is.
a nice husband. Thanks for the call, brother. And happy Friday. Hope it all works out with you and your wife. It sounds like she's on the right path, though.
Yeah, keep fighting.
Let's go to Dallas. Good morning, Dallas. You have a cheer or jeer?
I have a cheer. I want to send a cheer to my parents. They're getting ready to move, and instead of putting their house up on the market, they're giving it to me and my wife.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Dude.
Change your life.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. We've been stuck in an apartment for a while, and honestly, it's just, having neighbors right on top of you, it's getting kind of old, and they're like, hey, we're not selling it. Why don't you guys move up here instead?
That's great.
Wow, that's great.
Big
Boom.
props to the parents for that one. Thanks, dude.
Boom.
I wish my mom could have done that. Nope. Not my mama. Did it all on my own. She didn't have anything to give. Nothing.
Well, that's all right. I'm sure she did her best.
Mother's Day Sunday, we can sugarcoat it and be like, there's a ton of other things that she brings
Yeah.
to the table.
She did her
Due diligence?
due diligence. Yeah.
Yeah, you turned out okay.
Not her best.
Fine.
She did her due diligence. All right, we got a couple of talkback messages through our iHeartRadio app.
Morning, Brew Crew. This is Big John. I want to give cheers to everybody who's donated food to our Fill the Truck food drive, helping out all the communities we've been in. It's been awesome. I will be at the Gateway Fred Meyer, by the way, 4 to 6 with the truck. Let's fill that truck up. Hope to see some of the listeners there, and it's going to be a great evening.
What up, guys? Rob the Welder here. I just wanted to say cheers to all the mothers out there because they do so much for everyone, and one day is not enough recognition for them. Especially my girlfriend Kristen and my son's mom Danielle. They do so much, and celebrating them one day out of the year isn't enough. I couldn't be thankful enough for both of them.
Hey, happy Friday, Brew Crew. Cheers to my paycheck coming through. I can finally afford to get Laura to come over and judge me and the redhead in the bedroom. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be there.
Bing bong.
Yeah.
Nice.
No weird stuff. I just need you to tell me how I'm doing.
Yeah.
I got
You can be their Simon Cowell.
Let's go to Spencer. What's up, Spence?
What's up? Just it's a weird cheers, but I was having a terrible day at my first job once. I was putting skates away. Kid walks by, I waved at him. He stops, turns around, winks and finger guns at me, and it was like the coolest. It made me so happy, and I don't know where that guy is.
Wow.
He's got to be in his 20s now, but if he hears this, that was awesome.
Deliver a wink and a finger gun to someone today. You'll change their life.
That's a core memory. Like, that guy is still thinking about that years later.
Yeah.
That kid just quickened me off a little
finger gun.
There we go.
I hope he still does it.
I know, me too. Well, I mean,
No, he probably did it at school and got expelled.
right, yeah, he got me too a couple of years ago.
All right, thanks, dude.
He was like, he threw his body into it. It was awesome. Like, he went for it. That was my guy.
Nice.
Thanks. Appreciate the call. We do have some text messages coming in on our McLaughlin Chevrolet text line. This one's from 1919. It says, instead of giving a tip next time to your Uber driver, Tanner, give them a new heat bag. Well, listen, they can buy their own supplies.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that would actually be amazing if you gave him one of your heat bags.
He doesn't have a pile of heat
I just have
bags.
one
He has
heat
the
bag.
one.
Hey, Tony, real quick, let me show you how to do your job right.
This is where the Velcro closes.
Mighty Nick says, I want to send a cheer to my wife. She's a nurse, and it happens to be Nurses Week.
That's right.
Doctors are smart, but the nurses do the dirty work with not enough props of their own. So thrown their way. So that's pretty great. Thank
They
you, Mighty
deserve
Mick.
the love.
7128 says, jeers to my car. The AC stopped working and I had to get the compressor replaced. Meanwhile, I'm going on vacation the first week of June, and now the money I've saved for that is gone. Screw this car.
Yeah, those compressors aren't cheap either. You know, that's not a $20 fix.
How much is a compressor, you think?
I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but like anytime a compressor goes out, like it's a few $100.
I ended up buying a new car because my AC was going to be so expensive to fix one year. It was so hot, and they quoted me, it was like $1,400 or something, and I was like, I can't keep putting money like that into my car, so I just bought a new one.
And they started calling her Sweaty Laura at work. You had to do something.
It was really hurtful.
This text from 8762 says, want to cheers a great friend of mine who's had a wonderful month. She not only finished law school, but passed her bar exam.
Hey.
Get it? And she got engaged, so big cheers to Caitlin.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. More talkbacks coming in through our iHeart Radio app.
Yo, what's happening, Brew Crew? It's your boy Rudy, listening in on the iHeartRadio all the way from Minnesota. And I would just like to cast my vote on this little Pew Boy situation.
Okay.
My vote would be no. And Drew hit it right on the nose. And that would be because it's just about bragging rights, man.
Yeah.
I know the guy personally, and all he does is brag about knowing you guys. I mean, his Facebook profile picture is with him and Laura. I mean, come on, guys.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I didn't know.
I
Love
did
y'all, rock
not
on.
know
Didn't know
that.
Earlier
I
this-
did not
Sharing a
know
meal at a
that.
steakhouse.
Earlier this morning, Pew Boy, we played some talkback messages Pew Boy sent last night. He was like, hey, man, I lost all my contacts in my phone. I need the Brews hotline number because I think I called him from it once.
Yeah,
and he saved it in there.
Yeah, when we needed him.
And so he's like, I need the hotline because I don't want to call the regular line like all the other peasants.
I thought he wasn't allowed to call no more.
Well,
I thought his job shut it down.
That did not hold. Eventually, he starts to leak water.
Do you want to see where the...
So we asked people to vote. Should we give should we give...
don't give it to me.
Beefwater or Pew Boy the hotline number, the direct line of the studio. And people have been voting on the internet, Laura?
Okay, we have... it's okay. It's more even than I thought it would
Really?
be at this point, but we still have a lot of time.
Because we'll do whatever the listeners say. If they think we should give him the hotline number, then we will. If not, then we'll block him.
Okay, so right now, 70% say absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
talking
another
about.
30% say sure. Yeah, let's do it.
So
All
that
right.
Give 'em the
can
number for the
drift.
hotline.
That can drift by the end of the show.
Yeah.
I was expecting a closer number there. But
Really?
So,
A closer?
yeah.
Tanner
no,
thought
just
100 to 0.
Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be
the way that she set it up. She's like, oh, it's closer than I thought. So I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Like, right. Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Well,
Neck and neck.
he's getting way more than I thought. So.
Yeah, I thought he
this
would
would be
maybe
a-
have like half a vote.
I thought this would be an automatic, overwhelming no.
I
Right,
think
yeah.
the 30% is they just want to watch a dumpster fire. And
Maybe.
you know, like just a dumpster is not as entertaining as a one on fire.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
cast your vote. You've got, I think, 24 hours to do so at 1059 The Brew or at Tanner, Drew, and Laura on Instagram. More of your calls and texts coming up. Cheers or cheers.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Got a few more talkbacks from people wanting to throw out a cheers or a jeer. If you got something nice to say or something negative to say. What are you guys looking
I got a
over there?
jeer. I got a jeer at KCB Water all morning. He's just been throwing me attitude over here. What is going on?
You tell me. Because I feel the exact same way, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, you know what? I'll meet you out back after the
Fair
show,
enough.
okay?
Listen.
I think Laura's just she came in tired today. I thought she was in a bad mood, but I guess she's a little tired. So I think she's just a little sensitive.
Well, that's weird because I'm tired too of her attitude.
Understandable. Ridiculous. Understandable. Well, we do have some more talkback messages. You guys all right?
Yeah, we're fine.
All right. Thanks. Talk it out. Fist bump. But you can send us a talkback anytime through our iHeartRadio app. Download it over your cell phone today.
I have a cheers and a jeers for the Cinco de Mayo fiesta last weekend. Had a great time. Was fun. Had a lot of cool things to look at and stuff like that. But my wallet is hurting. $20 for the entrance fee and another $27 for some nachos and a drink.
Morning, Brew Crew. I want to send a cheer to my wife. She is currently going to school for early childhood education and is about to graduate after 2 years. And we are both working full-time, plus she's doing full-time school.
Wow.
And we have 4 kids to take care of daily.
Jeez.
And she has been doing it and going strong this whole time. So I just want to put out a cheers for her.
That's so much. That is so much stuff. On
Yeah.
top of the kids, I mean,
Such a
good
grind.
Lord. Do you sleep?
I think
Ever?
the answer is no.
In a coma for 2 hours. That's probably all you get.
We got some more text messages coming in. This one's from 3049. It says, it might sound cheesy, but I want to cheer you guys. Love the show, and you guys helped me get through some hard times last year dealing with a family member with mental health issues. Well, thanks, man.
Thanks, dude. That means a lot.
Really appreciate that.
For sure.
So there it is. Hopefully it helped get it off your chest or make you feel better if you threw a cheer out there. So
Yeah,
That's right.
You got to get rid of that stuff before you head into the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Before you head into the weekend, though, it'd be nice to win $1,000 in cash. Beefwater, if you won $1,000 right now, what would you buy?
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe a new arcade game for the garage.
Oh,
you know.
Can you? What is the price tag on a Tanner?
Well,
you know.
Depends what you're buying.
Yeah, it depends on what you're buying. I think if it's an old rundown game that nobody cared about, you could probably get it for a couple $100.
Oh,
yeah, they're all on the steeper side of life. I would love a pinball machine, but those are just
That's a lot.
expensive.
Thousands.
Yeah,
And Costco's got one, and they're the places usually cheap, and they're still $5K.
Yeah.
they're just expensive.
There must be just no way around it.
But it'd be awesome.
It'd be cool to have one of those. Well, you could put $1,000 towards your $5,000 arcade.
It's called a payment plan.
That's right. Coming up here in just a few minutes, you're going to hear another keyword. As soon as you hear that keyword, you got to go to 1059thebrew.com and enter it in to win. It'll take you less than 30 seconds, and you could be $1,000 richer. A keyword's right after the Black Crows on the Brew. Happy Friday.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
So yesterday, a new pope was finally chosen.
Yeah.
We were here in the studio when we saw the white smoke come out of the chimney.
Yep.
And then they, signaling that they had chosen a new pope, which happened pretty quickly. I think it only took like 2 days.
Very quick. In the second, or 3/4 of the way through the second day, they're done.
Pretty nice.
And I read that this guy was a dark horse. Like he wasn't even like one of the speculative.
Like one of the guys that
came out from the back and took the crown.
Well, it's pretty impressive. He is a Chicago native, and please applaud for the newly elected Pope Leo the 14th.
And I love that his name was Bob.
Yeah.
Just Bob.
And it is strange that they change your name because, like, you're such a special person that they chose you, but your name is irrelevant.
So, like, do your buds get to still call you Bob, or do they have to call you Pope Leo the 14th?
I'm not stopping. Like, if Tanner becomes the Pope, he doesn't just go into this realm where I don't call him what I call him. I think a buddy or a brother still calls you Bob.
You're referring to me as Pontiff.
I feel like I read that he had a couple, 3 names to choose from.
Oh, so he didn't get to go
pick
down
your own, but
You get to pick your own, but I think they present you
From
like
the
some
list,
options, and then you get to choose. So yeah,
Leo's
he chose Pope Leo the 14th, which does sound good. He was Robert Francis Prevost, and he's from Chicago and a White Sox fan, which is crazy. The news is interviewing his brother yesterday, and they're like, "So your brother's the Pope now?" He's like, "Yeah, this is crazy." And he goes, "They're like, what fan of which team was he a fan of?" He's a big White Sox fan. His whole life he's been a White Sox fan.
Wow.
They used to go to games together. So
they're just I mean, they're not normal people. They have a much different life now, but they started off as just a guy next to you. That brother, he looks like he could be anybody's brother, not the Pope's brother.
yeah, one day you're at a White Sox game, and a few days later you're the Pope.
Well,
you have a golden book over your head.
but even so, I mean, yesterday he woke up just a cardinal amongst the many, and then boom, at the end of the day, you're the Pope, and everybody's catering to you.
And I guess he has been living in Europe for like 2/3 of his life. So, I mean, it's not like a new thing. He didn't like move from Chicago to come live in the Vatican.
Speaks 5 languages, which is pretty impressive. We found out today from Laura. And it just seems like a pretty loved guy. And we looked it up. We were like, does the Pope make any money? Like the president makes, I think, like $250,000 a year or something like that. I can't remember how much it is. It's not very much.
And a lot of handshake deals.
But the Pope makes $0. But the thing is they get to live in the Vatican. Everything's taken care of: food, transportation, health. Everything's taken care of. So,
money is not an object.
If he needed money, they'd help him out there too. But they don't get paid. They just get everything else.
Yeah, if he wanted to hold a couple of greenbacks, I'm sure they'd hand him some. But he doesn't need it. He doesn't pay the tab.
Hey, can we pass this plate around real quick? I got to drop some stuff off at the UPS.
Like if he just wanted to do a little DraftKings, he'd have to go ask.
I don't know if that's allowed, Drew.
I'm not.
Not
sure.
everyone is as corrupt. as you are.
True.
I'm just kidding.
Well, there it is. More on that story at 1059thebrew.com. I'm not a Catholic, but to see all the pomp and circumstances, I guess it's kind of fun to watch.
I think we're so lucky because when I'd have to go to church with my grandparents, very rarely, it was so long, so boring, and that's just mass.
There's a
that's
lot of
not even
standing
this.
up and sitting down. Right?
You've been to a Catholic wedding? That's the longest day of your life.
All right, coming up in a few minutes, we're going to check some of your talkback messages. So if you have something to say to the show, download the iHeartRadio app. Also, if you missed this hour's keyword, at the top of the hour for your chance at $1,000 for the Cash Squatch. We'll give it to you again coming up here in less than 10 minutes. Happy Friday. It's Portland's Rock Station, 1059 The Brew. Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
All right, this hour's keyword for your chance to win $1,000 from the Cash Squatch is grand. You've got until 10 o'clock to get the keyword in, so don't waste any time. Do this on your cell phone or your desktop. It'll take you less than 30 seconds, and it'll be the easiest 1,000 you've ever made. The keyword is grand. Log on 1059thebrew.com. We got some of your talkback messages. We're going to check those here in just a few minutes. If you don't have the iHeartRadio app, download it for your cell phone and record something. It's 105.9 The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jello shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
1059 The Brew, Portland's rock station. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. All right, coming up next, a couple of our favorite video games have made it into the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Wow.
Are they one of your favorite games out there? At least one of them is one of my favorite games. And I think it's one of your favorites, too. I don't think you disagree. But we'll tell you what that is coming up right after Papa Roach. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes.
A couple of video games that are going into the Video Game Hall of Fame, and I feel like at least one of them is well deserved. I didn't play the other, but one of these definitely deserves in there.
Okay. Mega Man 3. What do we got?
Not Mega Man 3. It looks like GoldenEye and Quake.
Okay, GoldenEye.
GoldenEye, I can't believe wasn't in there already.
They should have put it in there in 1997. I mean, that game single-handedly sent me to summer school 3 separate times.
Yep. GoldenEye 007 and Quake have been inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame.
I don't even know what Quake is.
I don't either, but I feel like it's one of those, like it's a big IP that a lot of people like. I just am not one. I don't know I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so it's an early first-person shooter. And I think I vaguely remember this game because its graphics in 1996 are above and beyond where they were, but it doesn't. To me, it just all kind of looks like low-def Minecraft with a gun.
Or like Doom, like original Doom.
Yeah, original Doom is fun and boring.
Defender also got in there. Tamagotchi. I don't know what that is.
Well, yes, you do. Tamagotchi, the little handheld pet on a keychain thing.
Okay, that's good. In the
Also
Video Game
known
Hall of
as
Fame now.
Obnoxious.
Oh, stop. I loved my Tamagotchi, even though I kept killing it over and over and over again.
The best is when your kid doesn't feed the thing and the alarm's going off at 2 in the morning because you got to give it some artificial food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real exciting. You should get one, Tanner.
Also, Defender made it into the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Defender.
So, yeah, there you go. By the way, Defender came out in 1981, so it's old.
Old school. So there is no limit, really. You can go all the way back into the archive. GoldenEye, well-deserved.
Yeah, it should have been in there a long time ago, man. I'd hate when like a friend of mine would pick slab. What's the slab job or odd job?
Odd
or whatever.
job.
Odd job.
Oh, because he would slap.
I like slap job though.
Slap job.
The small guy? Odd job's the little guy.
Yeah,
right?
odd job. Yeah. And so he would come in. I think he would like chop you or something, like slap you or whatever it was. But I hated when people would pick that guy because he'd be so low to the ground that you couldn't shoot him.
Yeah.
And like there was at my house. There was a rule you just didn't pick odd job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there were certain things I loved about the game. I loved myself some grenades in the temple, or grenade launchers in the temple, rocket launchers in the stack. Oh man, power weapons. Loved all that stuff.
I liked to just slap people around.
Da-da, da-da.
I like when it was,
the music was so good.
only slappers.
The music was so good.
Just builds up the intensity.
Yeah, that one was great. This one was good.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, the guy who made this didn't realize he was making such bops.
A lifelong jam. Dude, you feel that?
And wait till the dun 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 that comes in.
I'm having anxiety
Drop
just
it.
listening to this music.
Oh, not yet. Sorry. It's gonna come in eventually, though, right?
I'm surprised nobody sampled this for like a song. Oh,
you see that? That's a
synthesizer.
warning.
I think you hear it. It's out here. Ding-a-ling. Oh no, son of a bitch!
It's like I feel like I'm sneaking
like
up on someone at
it's
the
like
dam
a
at the beginning of the game.
xylophone,
I feel like there's a ding 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 ding. Oh well, whatever.
though.
Yeah,
Maybe not. Okay.
I think it
No,
goes to
skip
that
ahead.
at the end of like when you die. Da-da, da-da.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when the round ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this game. I played it for hours and hours and hours.
Because this would play in the background while you're like sneaking up on Boris, or you have to go.
Yeah.
You got to go chop a guard at the door.
Some of these I don't remember. Some of these you didn't make it that far into the game, and so
Yeah, it was only on a certain level,
yeah.
but
Wow.
not because it's the stuff in multiplayer that you would digest on a regular.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I remember any of these. The whole soundtrack's got like a jillion tracks on it.
This is my new driving music.
I mean, that changed the game. Was that the first? I mean, I guess it wasn't. It was the first super popular first-person shooter.
And 4-person multiplayer, it actually has never. I'm going to go as far as to say it's never been mimicked to where you had that good of a chance to play in the same room. They have not made another game that held up to that level with 4 people sitting in front of the same television.
Yeah, they tried with like Perfect Dark. It got close, but nothing
Yeah,
was just as
not quite.
as good as that first round.
So good.
Yeah, well, there it is. Good. It's going into the Hall of Fame. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Ping ping.
All right, so this new survey found that moms say that 16% of their diet is made of their kids' leftovers.
Oh, it's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, and moms who give into the indulgences is probably much higher.
Yeah, sandwich crust is a big thing. It's like one of the main things actually is sandwich crust. About 2,000 moms were surveyed in the Talker Research Survey commissioned by Sunsweet Growers. They also discovered that 90% of moms say motherhood is the hardest and most rewarding thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm not a mother, but I watch it firsthand. It's aggressive, the things they pull off. But then when you get that cuddle, it's pretty sweet. If you ask my wife what she had for lunch, a lot of times it's like I had one of Josie's nuggets. I had a quarter of an apple. I had someone took one bite of this. I finished that.
Girl lunch.
Yeah, you're
Truly,
basically
though.
you're the
Yeah.
trash compactor.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's it. 16% of their diet is just their kids' leftovers, which doesn't make sense. And frankly, nuggies and peanut butter and jelly
some
crust sounds
Kraft
pretty
mac
good.
and
It
cheese.
is
I'll
pretty
take
good.
it. Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Nuggies have come a long way.
This is kind of weird. So I've been using ChatGPT a lot. I think it's great. I think it's scary great, actually. It blows me away how fast it is. It talks to you like a person. It's super smart. I think we read that it's like 88 to 98% accurate.
I
or
think it
something
was
like that.
78 to 88, but that's still a B plus.
Pretty wild. So apparently a husband featured on a morning show claims that his wife asked for a divorce after she asked ChatGPT to read his coffee cup. The pair had been married for 12 years, but the distrusting wife believed the chatbot when it suggested her husband was having an affair with a younger woman.
Oh, you just believe it all.
She says, I laughed it off as nonsense. Or sorry, the husband says I laughed it off as nonsense, but she took it seriously. She asked me to leave, told our kids we're getting a divorce, and then I got a call from a lawyer. Now, the husband's lawyer is saying that these claims made by the chatbot have no legal standing, so we'll see what happens there.
It seems like she's leaned too much into it. You know, like, oh,
Yeah.
you just believed the robot and you're ending your marriage?
I mean, I guess when people use
That's
it
rational.
for everything.
Can't be for everything. You have to double check on things.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see how
use it as a
people-
jumping off point, but then go do some research.
Right.
It's your husband. You can tell if he's cheating. You don't let
Or
the robot
hire
tell
a
you.
private investigator or something.
Yeah, it seems like, oh, it said so it is. That's
it's
not
true.
that's not safe.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just guessing. It's just picking stuff the
She was
internet.
probably
just-
like, hey, my husband is doing this, this, and this, and he started doing this. What do you think that means? And the chatbot was like, definitely cheating.
But what if it was? Like, what if it was super accurate and like the guy's like, oh my God. But, you know, he's going to lean on the thing. It's a chatbot. It's just making stuff up.
Yeah.
But like, what if it just hit the nail on the head?
That would be terrible.
But it's probably looking at data of people who work out all of a sudden or change their diet or their lifestyle,
Right.
are people who are unhappy in their marriage. And while there is a percentage that supports that, that's not fact. Not everyone in a gym is going to go cheat on their wife.
Right.
So it's frightening that it's just being taken as law.
And it was in another country, so you know things are a little weird
things are different.
overseas. But
Yeah.
they do say ChatGPT 88.7% accurate.
88, it's not bad.
But
It is interesting,
still,
though, because
it doesn't know
remember-
really. It can't predict the future and read people's minds.
Yeah, but I mean, remember, and this is different, I guess, but remember when Facebook was opened up to like everybody and not just college students? I feel like Facebook was responsible for so much infidelity at the beginning just because all of a sudden you had access to all these people you hadn't spoken to for a while or, you know, just
Temptation.
additional information. So I feel like anytime there's any new technology, like that certainly
People are gonna use it for
opens
sex.
the door. Yeah.
Any new tech, they'll find a way to use it for sex.
I mean, we did an event one time where we were talking about breakups at a Valentine's, and the guy was like, "Yeah, Facebook got invented and ended my marriage, just because as soon as that carrot's out there, they can go find who was Mr. Right."
Yeah.
Right. 0147 sent a text in and says they have I have GoldenEye on Game Pass for Xbox and PC, and I just played it yesterday.
Man, I've got an old school setup, and it's also it is. You're right. It is on Game Pass for Nintendo as well.
I've got it. I actually still have my copy of 007 on my Super Nintendo, so maybe I'll pop that in this weekend.
Gold one? Is it a gold cartridge?
No, it's just the black. That was Zelda. Or maybe
No,
double.
but we had our GoldenEye on N64 was
it gold?
yellow.
It's once it became like a platinum selection. You see, the original was a gray
Right.
with the sticker, and then once it was deemed one of the best games of all time, it got a gold release.
Yeah, the only game that I remember as a kid growing up that was gold was that Zelda cartridge from the original Nintendo, and I was like, that is the prettiest thing.
Yeah, and why does that one get it? No one else does.
But it was a fun game, Zelda.
It was good.
All right, more on those stories at 1059thebrew.com. While you're there, you do have 20 minutes to get this hour's keyword in to score $1,000 from the Cash Squatch. The keyword is grand.
Easy enough.
1059thebrew.com's a website. Enter the keyword grand. Good luck.
You've been watching the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream, powered by coffee, Jell-O shots, and depression. Please stand by. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. So be patient, for f***'s sake. Thank you for continuing to hold. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. But as the kids say, chill, bruh. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. On God. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. In the meantime, follow the show on Instagram and TikTok at Tanner, Drew, and Laura.
Thank you for checking out the Tanner, Drew, and Laura SpyCam video stream. We're currently at a break or playing a song that we can't afford the rights to. Please continue to stand by. Your viewership is very important to us. And remember, keep calm and bing bong, f***ers. Thank you for continuing to sit there like a big dum-dum. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to sit there and do nothing. Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back momentarily. In the meantime, call your mom for God's sake. Whoa, isn't this taking forever? Tanner, Drew, and Laura will be back in minutes. Thank you for continuing to hold.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
Now, what's trending?
Oh, you don't speak gibberish?
I don't.
It's too bad.
I speak a little.
Sorry.
I speak really good gibberish.
Do they have that on Duolingo?
They probably have something close to it.
Well, you hang out with somebody, I feel who's working Duolingo early on. I feel like, actually, the whole time, it all sounds gibberish.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
don't seem to learn. All right, so there's a lot of stuff online if you want to check it out at 1059thebrew.com from this week. Got a lot of movie trailers up online to check out. Like, there's some new stuff out this weekend. Like, let me see here. There's a movie called Fight or Flight in theaters this weekend. I don't know who's in that. Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. I feel like he's making a comeback.
He's trying.
Yeah.
Shadow Forces in theaters today, and Nona's. That's on Netflix.
Wow. Okay.
But you could, since you went and saw it, you'd say that for people who missed it last week, Thunderbolts would be a good decision.
I loved Thunderbolts. I thought it was funny and action-packed. One of the Marvel's better movies, and there's a little something leading up to the Fantastic Four at the end there. So
nice.
I thought it was good.
Bob Iger said they are focusing on quality over quantity now. So
Good.
it seems that they realized that they were going a little too quick and putting out crappy movies.
Yeah, as they should. Same with Star Wars. Quality over quantity. I mean, we don't need 1,000 things. We just want one or two that are good.
I feel like they didn't. They thought they were untouchable and everything they threw at the wall would stick. So
That's what I
just
think
throw
too.
everything at that wall.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it started to slip.
Trailers are online at 1059thebrew.com. Speaking of shows, what are we watching this week, guys?
I might watch some more bad movies over the weekend because that's been my thing lately.
Yeah.
But I am also watching Your Friends and Neighbors.
That's the show I'm watching.
On Apple TV Plus, which Beefwater actually recommended it to me, and I started watching it, and it's very good.
When I was watching the studio on Apple TV Plus, it kept showing the trailers for this.
Yeah.
And what's his name? John Hamm?
Yep.
John Hamm is in it, and he's this like hedge fund guy, and he loses his job, and then he starts stealing from people.
His neighbors, because
I like that.
he knows all these people have a ton of money.
So, and I love those anti-hero shows where it's somebody who's like a good guy, but he went bad,
And now he's in it. He's in the muck.
He broke bad. I'm into that stuff. So I've only watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes.
I think I'm like 5 episodes.
I'm liking
deep.
it. That's a
But
good show.
Yeah, it's good.
We need good shows. There's not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna start watching that one show, Righteous Gemstones.
Oh yeah, you should. You will love it. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. I need to keep watching that.
I just see clips from it on TikTok, and I'm like, dude, this looks hilarious.
One that's pretty good. It's only an 8-episode show right now, and I thought it was a one-off, but it maybe could be parlayed. And once you watch it, you'll see why it's a maybe. But it's called The Four Seasons. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I've heard about
Steve
this.
Carell, Tina Fey, Will Forte, and a bunch of other quality people that you might not just know their name. And every episode is a different part of their lives. So it's basically like first episode, everybody's happy, and then people start getting divorced and cheating, and people start dying, and then each one, it's like a different phase. So over the 8 episodes, it's pretty good. It's a little bit, I feel like girls like it a little bit more because it's got some heartfelt feels in there.
What's the show called?
Four Seasons.
4 Seasons.
Is that on Netflix?
It is on the Flicks.
Okay.
It's brand new. It's #1 on Netflix right now.
All right. So that's what we're watching. If you're needing something to look at over the weekend, there you go.
Hit it.
We watch really good quality stuff, so
Yeah,
we do.
Really take our recommendations.
Like last weekend, I watched Tusk.
Yeah, that's gonna
Do you
hurt
guys
our
have
credibility.
Do you have any recommendations for this weekend?
I've given you 1,000.
But like,
not Tusk.
What's the #1?
Tusk 2.
If you can agree on one movie that I should watch this weekend, and
Hell or High Water?
I promise I'll watch
Hell or
it.
High Water.
Hell or High Water.
And I want you to quote Dr. Pepper when you get back so we know you watched
You'll
it.
love Hell or High Water, I promise.
It is good. It's worth your time.
This guy, last I checked, it had a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. Is it a Western?
No.
It's modern times in a dusty place.
Yeah, it's in like East or West Texas or something like that. Chris Pine and who's that other guy's name? Ben something. Foster. Ben Foster.
Yeah.
Dude's incredible.
Okay.
Such a good movie.
One of the most
Chris Pine's
underrated
pretty
actors
hot, so.
in Hollywood.
Yeah, you'll like it.
All right.
All right. We will see you next week. Court is in here next, and he's got your chance at $1,000 from the Cash Squatch. Would, be a pretty awesome way to kick off the weekend. $1,000 on a Friday. Coming up, you're going to hear a keyword. Once you hear it, just log on to 1059thebrew.com and enter it in to win that cash. That's right after AC/DC. Happy Friday. Bye.